What if some of the characters in your birth chart don't just play by the rules, but they rewrite them completely? Welcome to AstroMagic IRL. My name is Naomi. I'm your cosmic companion and everyday alchemist, and I'm here to make astrology useful in real life. Today, we're meeting the outer planets. These are the game changers in your chart. We're talking Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Wait, Pluto's a planet? Yes, in astrology, we call it a planet. But wait, what are planets in astrology exactly? Well, planets are like the players in your game of life. Some shape your day-to-day, like Venus and Mars, and others work on a much bigger scale. The outer planets move slowly and affect entire generations. Pluto, for example, is in the same zodiac sign for about 18 years. And when these planets activate your chart, the whole map shifts. Outer planets are sometimes called transpersonal planets because their influence goes way beyond the personal. They connect you to collective forces. They offer big transformations and turning points, and they reshape your entire storyline. Let's start with Uranus. Uranus is the rebel or the hacker of the solar system. Keywords for Uranus include words like change, shakeups, disruption, earthquakes, awakening, rebellion, innovation. And if you take a look at the glyph, it is a circle with an H. It's actually one of the most recent planets we've discovered, and so its glyph takes after the name of the scientist who discovered this planet, Herschel. So then that H is incorporated with two sidelines that look like antenna or a lightning rod. If you need to remember, when lightning strikes, it's Uranus. Some archetypes for Uranus include Prometheus, the revolutionary, the genius, the liberator. Think Albert Einstein. Uranus jolts you awake. It shakes up routines, it breaks you out of old habits and stale patterns, and it pushes you into breakthroughs you didn't see coming. Uranus is a character who glitches the game and forces a plot twist, whether you're ready for it or not. So in my chart, Uranus sits in my second house of resources and personal value. So during my life, not only do I feel rebellious in regards to those topics, but that's where most of the shakeups happen. So it's not uncommon for me to have dramatic shakeups in my revenue, where the money comes from, or what I'm doing to earn it. Or sometimes I'll just get a windfall and then everything is gone. Well, not everything, but you get the idea. My relationship to money and self-worth keeps evolving through sudden insights and major turning points that I never saw coming. So think about where Uranus is in your birth chart, which house is it in, and how does it have an impact on the sudden changes and rebellions in your own life. Next, let's talk about Neptune. Neptune is the mystic and the illusionist, the dreamer in your birth chart. In fact, keywords for Neptune include dreams, intuition, spirituality, imagination, and confusion. The glyph is shaped like a trident. Think of the god of the sea, Poseidon, and his trident. And in fact, archetypes for Neptune include Poseidon, the poet, the visionary, the enchanter, the drug addict, and the dreamer. Neptune casts enchantments and spells. It dissolves the boundaries between what's real and what's illusion. It opens portals to dreams and intuition and creativity and magic. And it can also, on its dark side, create fog and illusion and wishful thinking. Neptune is the character who reveals the dream worlds and sometimes hides the exit. So in my chart, Neptune sits in Sagittarius in the third house of neighborhood and immediate surroundings. And so it can cast illusions and spells on how I see the immediate environment around me. And that's why sometimes I can lose something that is literally right in front of my face. I can sense the energy and the vibes of a room instantly, and I can read people's micro expressions before I really understand what they're saying. So it both creates illusions and creates beautiful intuitive clarity at the same time. So where is Neptune on your birth chart? If you think about which house it's in, you'll be able to tell where you are most susceptible to illusions and big dreams. Okay, let's talk about Pluto. Pluto is the underworld lord, the transformer. It's kind of a big baddie for a little asteroid, but let's see what Pluto does. It brings keywords around like power, transformation, endings, rebirth. The glyph for Pluto is a P over an L, which is a monogram of Pluto or Proserpina. It symbolizes rebirth. And some of the archetypes for Pluto include Hades, the lord of the underworld, the phoenix rising from the ashes, the sorcerer, and the shadow guide. So Pluto's job is to take you down into the underworld and expose what's hidden. It strips away the parts of you that are weak, and it rebuilds you into what's true. Pluto is the end game expansion boss. It's not there to destroy you, but it's there to transform you and to return you to the surface in a way where you are more powerful than ever before. In my chart, Pluto sits in my first house in Libra. So for me, its transformative underworld energy really manifests in my sense of self. I find myself digging into questions of who am I? What am I doing in this world? What is my purpose? I'm shedding old identities and bringing new versions of myself to the surface to see if this is more true and whether this is the transformation that is Pluto has been asking of me. So look at where Pluto is in your chart, which house is it in, and figure out where you're being asked to transform the most on this game of life. So these outer planets, they don't just act on your personal level, they reshape the world around you, they ask you to transform, dream bigger, and be open to sudden changes. They are the forces that evolve the entire game. And when they activate in your chart, you're not just leveling up, you are changing dimensions. Okay, so this wraps up our planets as characters in the series Astrology is a Video Game. We have talked about the luminaries, the helpers, the challengers, and the game changers. Next up, we're going to dive into the zodiac signs, the 12 signs that everybody knows more or less about. These are the elemental playlists that shape the world where your characters are traveling, where they're fighting, building, and experiencing life. Tell me in the comments which of these outer planets has shaken up your world the most. Is it Neptune, Uranus, Pluto? What happened? Where did the change or transformation go for you? And if this series has helped you to see astrology in a new way, please hit like and subscribe, and join me every Thursday. Be a part of my constellation for the next video. Cheers, and thanks for watching.